Everyone dreams of living an uncommon life, and the best asset you have to achieve your dreams is you. Welcome to the Uncommon Wealth Podcast. We're going to introduce you to people who are living uncommonly. We're also going to give you some tools and strategies for building wealth and for pursuing an uncommon path that is uniquely right for you.
Hello and welcome everybody to the Uncommon Wealth Podcast, where I'm your host, Philip Ramsey.
And I am Aaron Kramer.
Thanks for tuning in. We are got a simple step for you. We like these things. They're under 5 minutes.
They're fun.
We like to talk, so we really have to be intentional with what we're talking about.
It's really hard for me.
One thing that I wanted to mention and to give people almost like a public service announcement is to change your batteries in your fire detectors. They always go off at the wrong time. That's not the simple step. So we're going to add that as a bonus. That happened to us yesterday about 11:45 at night. All of a sudden it was like low battery. And you're like, which one is it? So
the chirping.
Change your batteries in your fire detector in your house. Okay, that's not what we're talking about. Here's what I do want to talk about. Retirement accounts. And everybody has them, but they have no idea if they're on track or off track.
Yes.
So what you need to do in order to do this is try to figure out what you need or what you'd like your retirement account to be at when you're ready to retire. Okay. Then you need to backtrack what kind of percentage rate of return do I need every year? And then I would say make an Excel document and start tracking that.
Yeah.
The reason why I say this is because it's important. It's important to see if you're on track or off track. And it's important for you to then tweak if you're off track a couple years in a row. Hear that? Not 1 year. Sometimes we're going to have down years. That's just going to happen. But for the most part, you need to know like, hey, on average, we're on track for retirement for this number to be what we want it to be. This is something that we do at Uncommon Wealth Partners with all of our clients that pay us for a financial planning fee. Every year we have a snapshot of what it should be after we've built this glide path for them down to their proverbial runway. We want to make sure that everything's on track. So that is my, thing I wanted to talk through is why is it important? Track your retirement. I know there's a client of ours, his name's Kevin Burke, rock star. Every quarter, he just, hey, what's my numbers? I'm putting it in my system. He tracks it. And I love that he tracks it.
That's awesome.
Go ahead, Aaron. What do you think about that?
That's great. I think there's a couple things you got to take into account when you're tracking your numbers and what you want it to be and want it to grow every time. We got to take into account things like, these past few years, not these recent years, but I guess go back 3 years, 4 years back when we were getting really good returns in the market.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Well, guys, like that also helped the average of what we're kind of experiencing the past couple of years. So you see it down, you contributed to it. That's great. But look at what your average return is, but also take into your real return, which is like taking into account what is inflation.
Yep. And this can be active or this can be completely passive. You can make an Excel document that shows you like what every year growth rate should be, whatever you want it to be. You can even say 25% if you want that to be that. I'm just saying you're probably going to be disappointed. Yeah. But then you can also kind of remember what you're contributing and what your employer is contributing if it's a 401k.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of factors that go into it. And again, if you don't want to do this, we can totally do this for you. Obviously, we charge. That's kind of our main business.
Yeah.
But you can totally do this. And I think it's important to do it. Now, you can have it active where, 1 year you have a 20% rate of return. Yahtzee.
Fun.
What does that mean for the rest of the years remaining? Does it mean like, hey, I wouldn't change the final number because you're never going to have enough money there. But, so the final number is what it is. But if you wanted that number, what does it make that you need to have on average for years moving forward? And if you have a 20% rate of return, chances are that moving average will go down. You need 5% for every year after this.
Yeah.
Let's say you have another 20%. Okay, now you only need 3.5% rate of return to hit you to your ultimate number. Okay. But if it doesn't, which we know, and we've known for the past couple of years that it's a little bit choppier, that may increase your rate of return that you need to hit your magic number. These are all things that you can contribute and you can start kind of monitoring, tracking. I think it's a really good exercise. I hate the saying, set it and forget it. If you ever heard that, well, set your account and forget it. Don't do that.
No, don't do that.
But you need to take the emotion out of it as much as you can because money is emotional.
Yes.
So how can you take the emotion out of it? I think this is a good way.
Keep it to the math.
Keep it to the math. Yes.
Yeah.
Take the emotions out of it.
It's factual. Keep the math problems, and leave the emotion out of it. Like, And like you said, like, yeah, if you get 20% one year, maybe you can pull back a little bit. And
great point.
If you're young, just know if you're young like we are, you know, it's one of those things. Yeah, the rocky years are coming. Well, good thing we had those 20% returns.
Yeah, right.
You know, to help keep us on track.
Right. But try to put some kind of performance metrics on your accounts. I think it's going to be helpful for you and your longevity of trying to figure out what is your plan. Now, we're right here if you need any questions answered or anything like that. Or like, hey, what should be my ultimate number? There's calculations for that too.
Yeah, there's so many calculators online for free.
Yes, so utilize those. Utilize us if you'd like to.
Yeah.
But you've been listening to Uncommon Wealth Podcast. I've been your host, Philip Ramsey.
And I'm Aaron Kramer.
Until next time, go be uncommon. Thanks.
Thank you.
That's all for this episode. Brought to you by Uncommon Wealth Partners. Be sure to visit uncommonwealth.com to learn more about our services. Don't miss an episode as we introduce you to inspiring people who are actively pursuing an uncommon life.